Good morning. My name is Erica Raines, and I am a founding board member of the College Preparatory Academy of the Treasure Coast, and I thank you for affording me the opportunity to address you this morning. I would first like to point out that we, the applicants, did prevail over the district on every single point except for the curriculum piece, and that was a result of the lack of specified reading curriculum. I'm sure that each of you in due diligence has reviewed our application or the transcripts from the January 11th appeal. And considering the recognition of the quality of the application, the amount of work that went into the application, the vision, the passion, and the desire to help children, I would like to humbly request that the board reconsider the recommendation of the Appeals Commission for the following reasons. The curriculum piece is indeed addressed. I would like to point out that on page 5 of the model charter application set forth by the DOE, applicants are instructed to describe the school's curriculum. If the curriculum has not been developed, describe the plan for curriculum development. The plan for the development was included in our application. Chairman Fair, as a co-founder of your own charter school, you understand probably better than anyone how important it is for a charter school to be able to function outside of the proverbial box. Both you and Commissioner Smith are educators, have been educators, and are familiar with how you as an educator feel valued and have a sense of ownership when you are part of the decision-making process. We state in our application very clearly that we wanted to wait on our curriculum adoptions because we wanted our classroom teachers to have input on that, to be part of that process. We want their buy-in and support, which can only aid in their success with implementation and thereby success of our students. Dr. Desai, having served as chairman of the Council for Education Policy, and Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Martinez, with your law degrees and your associations with lawmakers and those processes, you have firsthand awareness of how policies, statutes, rules, and directives aren't always in alignment with each other. This is the fault of no one. It's a collective result of the desire to improve education and a zealousness that can sometimes leave a few pieces behind. As the district points out, the statute does indeed require that we have a reading curriculum in place, conflicting with the caveat of the first bullet on page 5 of the model charter application, which states we must have a plan. Due to the instructions given by the district at the technical training on June 3rd, the applicant was to follow the model application, and the same instructions were given by the DOE representatives at the Tallahassee training on June 24th. The applicant did fail to meet those statutes. Yet, we adhered to the verbal instructions given by both the district and the DOE personnel. The conflict posed by the differing verbal instructions, the model application, the statute appears to unintentionally set an applicant up for failure. This applicant failed to have final decisions made because it is the philosophy of the school that instruction is more effective when there is teacher buy-in, and the school intended to allow the teachers to vote on the specific curriculum to be used in order to promote a sense of that ownership among my instructional staff. Had the model application specifically stated that we had to have a reading curriculum finalized, the model application said that, in accordance with the statutes, the applicant of course would have done that. I would have adhered to that. Mr. Martinez, Ms. Shanahan, as successful business people, you recognize the importance of evolution, change, growth, the ability to make adjustments as one progresses. I am an educator. That is my business. My certifications include K-6 elementary, 5-9 middle grades integrated certification, which include all core subjects, and a K-12 reading endorsement. My ed leadership degree was heavy in curriculum. Curriculum's what I do. Curriculum's what I know. I could have put anything in that application for curriculum. I made a decision. My board made a decision. We felt that it was in the best interest of our students, our future students, and our school to wait. However, during our interview with the district on September 15th, as is evident by page 5 of those transcripts, when the district pressed us for a reading curriculum, the school did identify the EDGE curriculum in Reading Plus software as the most probable option for the school. This discussion and option was laid out by the applicant at the district interview, scheduled for clarification purposes prior to the district's decision to deny the application and therefore was part of their decision-making process. Although it is in conflict with the school's philosophy and desire to include the classroom teachers in the decision-making process, the applicant is willing to remove the word probably and state that the reading curriculum will be the EDGE series and Reading Plus software implemented with the rotational instructional model for affording data-driven instruction. In conclusion, the applicant would beg the board to consider the conflicting written and verbal instructions and statutes, the quality of the rest of the application as is evident by the appellate votes, the passion, drive, and desire of those involved in this charter school, and the fact that the decision was verbalized and has been finalized for the reading curriculum, and vote to approve the charter application for the only charter high school in our county. Thank you.
She need a glass of water.
Any questions?
No questions? Wow.
Are there other charters in the Treasure Coast?
There are 3 K-8 charter schools in our county. They are K-8. One is a lab school, 2 are charter schools that are managed by management companies. There are no high school charter schools in our county currently. There was one, I believe it was alternative, I may be mistaken, and it was shut down. I'm not sure the reasons for that, but there is no high school charter option in our county.
And who's on your board? I can't remember that from the application.
There is myself, and I will transition to lead the school upon approval. The woman who will transition to be my assistant principal is on the board. There is an attorney from Fort Lauderdale, Florence Harewood Gutierrez. She's an attorney. We're looking for a local one. We have Stephen Stefano, who is an educator but also a business person and ESE background. Trudy Keene is an elementary educator, and Candace Volrath. And as of yesterday, we have just added Terry Penny to our board.
Any other questions?
I'm sorry, may I clarify something? We have many empty seats on the board, and we've opened those seats to community members, business members, and parents of our area, which we expect to fill as the founding board transitions to a governing board.
Is there a motion?
Should we hear from the county?
Yeah, what's the district? What is the district?
I thought it was very clear that the district law says that it has to be. District have any comments to make? Shouldn't be.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Fair, members of the State Board of Education, and Commissioner Smith. My name is Molly Rottinghouse, and I am counsel for the School Board of St. Lucie County. As you know, the Charter School Appeal Commission has recommended denial of the appeal of the College Preparatory Academy of the Treasure Coast. On behalf of the school board, I ask that you confirm the Commission's recommendation and deny the appeal. The Appeal Commission recommended denial based upon its determination that the charter application was incomplete. Specifically, the Commission determined that the application failed to provide a detailed curriculum plan that illustrated how students will be provided services to attain next generation Sunshine State standards, failed to state measurable goals for student achievement, and failed to specify a curriculum for students reading below grade level. Each of these application requirements is well rooted in the charter school's law and is necessary for a sponsor to adequately be able to review an application for a proposed charter school. The legislature has clearly mandated that each applicant seeking to open a charter school shall prepare an application which provides a detailed curriculum plan that illustrates how students will receive services to attain next generation Sunshine State standards. Here, the applicant has not designed a curriculum yet. Although the applicant has proposed using the College Board curriculum for advanced placement courses, the applicant has stated that only one advanced placement course will be offered during its first year of operation, leaving the rest of the first year curriculum undeveloped. Without a curriculum to review, the sponsor was unable to determine whether students will be provided the appropriate content to master the requirements of the next generation Sunshine State standards. The legislature has likewise mandated that an applicant must provide goals for improving student learning and measuring that improvement. The applicant has failed to state measurable goals for student improvement. Although the applicant states that student FCAT scores will increase, it does not state the desired amount of increase. In addition, although the applicant has proposed that the school will measure student improvement through assessment days, it has not stated what assessments it plans to use. Finally, the legislature has placed a specific mandate that a charter school application contain a separate reading curriculum and differentiated strategies for students reading below grade level. The charter schools law requires a sponsor to deny a charter if the school does not propose such a reading curriculum. Here, the application did not meet this standard because it did not specify a curriculum for students reading below grade level. Therefore, the school board properly concluded that the applicant was incomplete and denied the application. I personally would like to say that the district did not in any way intend, nor do I believe that it did, provide the applicant with information that was incorrect on what was expected in the application, and if there is any variation between the application standards set forth in the DOE model application and in the statute of course must prevail. A resubmission of the application for the 2011 review cycle would be appropriate after these issues have been adequately addressed. On behalf of the School Board of St. Lucie County, I respectfully request that the State Board deny the appeal of the College Preparatory Academy of the Treasure Coast as recommended by the Charter School Appeal Commission and affirm the School Board's determination to deny the application. Thank you, and are there any questions?
Mark?
Is there any opportunity for an applicant to cure defects in their application, or is it they submit it, you look at it, and they move forward based on that initial submission?
Well, the review process that the school board uses is after the application is submitted, there is a meeting with the governing board. That meeting is to clarify any issues with the application so that if there is uncertainty that can be clarified, we will use that meeting. If there are insubstantial issues with the application, we will allow those, to the extent that they can be, to be corrected in the negotiating the charter contract, and so that the charter contract specifies what the resolution is. For something like the lack of a curriculum, it's very clear that a curriculum needs to be in the application, and the application needs to be correct because it becomes an attachment to and incorporated into the charter contract. We couldn't fix this in the charter contract process. So here, after the school board has made its decision, the appropriate course would be a resubmission in the next application cycle with the knowledge of having gone through the process, what is expected the next time around.
But I thought I saw a draft curriculum in the presentation that I reviewed online when I looked at the materials. I mean, there was a draft curriculum for the students that I remember seeing. I don't have all that stuff with me. I thought I did, but it was on a disc.
I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. Like I stated, there was a curriculum stated for advanced placement courses, which was the College Board curriculum, although there was only intended to be one AP course offered during the first year, leaving the rest of the curriculum undefined. In addition, as the applicant stated, they intentionally left the curriculum undecided because they wanted teacher input into the curriculum, which I can certainly understand. At the same time, it leaves the sponsor in a precarious position because we need to follow the statute, which requires it, and also because we can't do our job to adequately review an application and make sure that the curriculum is appropriate and that it's going to be meeting the Next Generation Sunshine State standards without a curriculum to review.
How many charter schools are in the Treasure Coast?
In St. Lucie County, there are 3 currently, and there has been 1 approved to open next school year.
Out of how many other schools?
The number of schools? Approximately 38 schools.
So 1%.
But I will bring up that we have not had a lot of applications. This is the first application that the district has been here to deny an application at the state board.
Yeah, no, in the 6 years I've been looking at applications, I was a very impressive application. And the former presenter, not the district that just presented, said that they would correct the, I mean, to Mark's point, either there's a cure period, otherwise you're saying there's a whole another year delay in terms of them being able to go forward. Is that correct? And the fiscal was a vote of 4-3, so it sounded like there was a fairly good fiscal plan in place which is usually the concern that causes charter schools to come before this board as it relates to a trouble spot from a fiscal responsibility, fiscal acknowledgement, fiscal support perspective.
I agree. If you look at the transcripts from the school board meeting where they voted to deny the application, each of them remarked that there were good points in the application and that the applicant was very enthusiastic and that they looked forward to seeing a more complete application that would be approvable.
Any other questions? Mr.
I
Martinez?
have a question. Cal, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Is the up at the lectern, is that the district?
Yes.
Okay. Is the applicant qualified? The person submitting it, is that a person who you think is a quality applicant?
You're asking that question to me. I, as counsel for the school board, cannot say anything
Well, not
other
you.
than...
I mean the district.
Pardon?
The district.
Does the district believe that the applicant has the qualifications to run a charter school?
As counsel for the district, I won't give my personal opinion, but that is something that there is nothing in the record to reflect that
No, I know.
they do
I
not.
know that. I'm a lawyer. I'm just asking the district. Does the
We know that.
district, does the leadership of the district believe that the applicant is qualified to run a charter school?
I would say yes, looking at the comments made by the school board members in the transcript on their hearing prior to denial of the charter application, that there was no issue with the qualification. It was an issue of the charter application being incomplete in its current form.
Okay, thank you. Now, if we were to grant the appeal, I'm sorry, you may have said this, I just couldn't, I don't hear every word mentioned, so I apologize if I'm repeating an area. If we were to grant the appeal, are there steps that can be taken moving forward before the school is actually established that would satisfy the district? In other words, if we grant the appeal, instead of a cure period, I guess in the past, a cure period prospectively, is that a possibility in effect?
What we would need is a new application that would need to be reviewed by the district. At this point in time, I think that it would be a very difficult task for the school to open for the 2011-12 school year as stands, so I'm not sure that it matters either way. If the application is received right now or if it's received next August, I do not believe that there would be enough time to get everything in line for an opening for the next school year. However, what would need to happen would be resubmission of a new application and a completely new review of that application.
I guess the question is, without asking for a new application, is there any procedural scenario out there for the district where they can go back and rectify the curriculum deficiency which you have identified that to be the major problem? Is it
If we move
possible
to deny
that...
it, they'll have to do that. I mean, if we move to deny the recommendation,
Yeah.
the district will have to deal with the applicant in a way that's constructive for the next school year.
Can you do that?
That would be a question for Lois Stepper.
She's shaking her head yes in the audience, Bobby, for those of you on the phone.
Oh, okay, so you could do that.
They can do that, yes.
Yes.
Oh, anything is possible.
I move to deny the recommendation of the Charter Commission and to approve the applicant.
I would second that.
We move to deny. And second, call the question. All those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
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 Opposed have the same right. Let the record reflect it was unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay.